Another safety concern that we see a lot with young folks or amateur novice horsemen working around horses is working around the hind legs of a horse. There's things that we need to do to the hind legs. We're cleaning it, maybe bandaging it, and even things like doing rectal temperatures on these horses where we have to work around the hindquarter. One thing we want to keep in mind when we work around the hindquarter of the horse is, again, how this horse sees. So understanding basic hearing and sight and smell on horses is a really important basic knowledge to have. But when you work around the hindquarter, it's particularly important. When we look about the horse's vision, the horse can see quite nicely out here to the side, but the horse cannot see anything along the top of its back or directly behind them. And lots of accidents can occur because people don't understand that horses can't see there and they surprise the horse. And two stories come to mind. One, a woman I worked for in California was killed by a young horse because she just walked up to it and slapped it in the butt to move it over. And it's a horrible thing, but how many of us at one time or another, you know, have gone up to a horse and just slapped him in the butt and say, move over. And she did that, and she was an experienced horsewoman, and it was the wrong horse at the wrong time, and it kicked her in the chest. Another incident was actually a veterinarian, which I thought was interesting, was doing a flexion test in a hind leg and was flexing the horse. The horse jerked the hind leg away, and he slapped it in the butt, all right, and the horse kicked him. So I kind of thought that was the veterinarian's fault. So surprising this horse in the hindquarter is not a good idea, and it's amazing how many times even the most experienced horse people forget some of these basic rules. So when you're doing things about the hind legs, it's very important that you're facing the hind legs up at their shoulder or at their belly region, facing the hind legs. What you don't want to do is get to the side of the leg right here, because she could easily cow kick me, or never get directly behind them as I'm standing here. Not a very safe place to be, okay? Especially if you were to walk up to them and surprise them by putting your hand on them or tapping them, because these horses could react. One, they don't see particularly well. Two, they're horses animals are very reactive. So when you're working about the hind leg, ideally you're going to stand in a position that you're facing this hind leg. So for instance, if you're picking this hind leg up, letting this horse know that you're approaching them, and then lifting this hind leg up, she's very tense right here, staying close to the horse's leg, okay? Now, when dealing with the hind leg as well, you're always safer standing closer to the horse. Standing tentatively and standing away from the horse is much more dangerous. If you're closer and this horse moves into you because it's being fractious or uncomfortable with something, it's going to have a chance to push you out of the way. If you're really far out, it's not going to have that ability, and if the horse moves into you and then kicks, you're more likely to get kicked. So you always want to be facing this hind leg. And the same thing with clipping. You want to be out here and clip, or maybe a little bit to the side, but you never want to be clipping their hind legs from directly behind the horse.